Hello guys, Marcelo here. Look, today I'm gonna do 5 minutes tutorial on how I am selling myself, but using a SaaS methodology, right? So first, you gotta build your pipeline. I'm using a free version of Monday.com, right? I I know that I need to build a pipeline that's 5 times bigger, so I'm using it 20 times bigger because I do understand there might be some case that we ain't gonna have fit. So I ain't gonna stick with the 5 times. I'm sticking to 20 times of what I want to earn per year as a company. Also, I created my landing page. My landing page is not very sophisticated. It's only go through the products that I recently worked, my experience and so on, and then also showing uh, to the guys that hired to be of a product how I kind of interact with my teammates, and of course how I lead people, which is very important. And then going back to the basics, I believe that no one should start a company or a process without understanding a few things, and here it's very important. I'm using winning by design methodology. I have a book that I bought a few years ago from United States, like big, nearly 1,000 Brazilian reais, very expensive. But in my opinion, a full blue book of what needs to be done. And today I wanted to share one thing that's very important. It's not about only generating leads, traffic, and so on, but you need to think about the touch points that the design think methodology, that you need to think where your product or solution touches with your ICP. And it's not only the generation of the lead, but also you need to think a few steps before, which is their awareness, education, and then you're gonna be picked and selected because of the value that you add. So if you do not know your uh, methodology, not saying methodology of selling, right? Because then I could be talking a little bit about spiced, which is another thing that you also find here in winning by design, which is the technique that you use during the sales. But that's a little bit down the road. You already have already done your awareness, your uh, evangelism. You have already created your uh, let's say your traffic, your audience, and then how you talk to your audience, how you make sure that they do understand what you're saying. This is the spiced version of nose or many other sales technique. I use spiced because it's very easy. But then I wanted to share this with you. uh, I read a book a couple of weeks ago when I was in New York, because I was kind of planning already what I would do, and my whole idea for sure was to be able to build something bigger, right? And I read a book from my friend Daniel Moreto about networking and about being uh, open to work and being able to build your structure, and that has paid off, because in my opinion, in the past 5 days, 4 days, I don't know, since I mentioned that I was open to work, I received more than 15 leads, and around 4 leads that became an opportunity, good opportunity, and then we are moving forward. But before I did that, I wanted to show you a very um personal thing, right? This is personal, nothing to do with um, technique and so on. I I managed to create, in my opinion, again, uh, based on statistics and numbers, an audience. a very qualified audience, and I'll show you in a second. So in LinkedIn, you can filter by periods, right? So I'm gonna filter for you guys only the past 2 months, and you see there's some spikes here, and it was on purpose, and because I haven't learned how to work with that spikes, and so you create an environment to launch products and launch ideas. And out of the more than 100,000 views, 30,000 unique visitors. That's pretty much that I'm targeting, or I'm reaching 30,000 people, more or less. And my network, or my the number of followers is 17K. So I'm reaching double of my followers, which is, my opinion, really good. And not only I'm reaching those guys, but I'm reaching good guys. When I mean good guys, not that I don't want to talk to anyone. Yeah, of course I do. I interact with many people, but when you're trying to sell or to be hired, you need to have your ICP properly established, right? So I have my ICP and startups, co-founders, and executives that might be able to hire me. And we understand that I want to work for companies coming out of Brazil, and still I have a work to be done. But with the landing page, I will be able to do it. But what I wanted to mention is that the seniority of the guys that I'm talking to, and the roles and the size of the companies. You see, big companies, average companies, is all there, and not even kind of focus on the company itself right now, but. I guess the role is very important. You know, you're gonna talk to the guys that has the, at least the position or the authority to refer you. You know, because you understand that in sales, recommendations and being able to talk to decision makers is very important. So what I'm doing here is exactly applying the technique of sales to sell myself. So here, from my previous, I would say, few weeks, because this is only for 2 months, out of the uh, 30,000 more or less unique visitors, uh, they come from this specific audience: CEOs, founders, co-founders, members of the council, senior guys, and from many industries, and uh, in different kind of moments of their career, but most importantly, guys that are decision makers, C levels, or owners. So, not a long video, guys, but as I say, if you do not have your full control of what you want to achieve in terms of, short, medium, and long term, you are kind of a bit lost. So, in my opinion, either you are selling or you are looking for a job, you gotta prepare yourself. So, read books. If you are kind of already in a way starting to look for a new project, you build your portfolio, you build your landing page, and when you start to do it, you measure it, just like in sales. So you build your pipeline, and when you start to do this actual sales, which is interviews or talking to people, use technique. So I'm using Spice, I'm using what I've used in the past 4 years. So I wish you best of luck, because I guarantee you that before a given date, I will have some projects to choose from. And as I mentioned, I am not for the job; I'm for the challenge of building things. So best of luck, guys. See you soon. Bye bye.